something is shaking the walls of Hollywood. And this time, it's not a scandal you can sweep under the red carpet. Music mogul Diddy is reportedly in full-blown panic mode as rumors intensify that Usher, one of his closest former protégés, is preparing to testify against him in a federal trial that could bring down not just a man, but an entire system of celebrity power and protection. With just weeks until the May courtroom showdown, Diddy's legal team is scrambling, filing desperate motions to suppress explosive evidence. But insiders say it might already be too late. Behind the glitz and glamour of Diddy's empire lies a storm of federal investigations, iCloud seizures, and disturbing allegations. Homeland Security raided his sprawling Los Angeles and Miami homes in a high-profile operation that shocked fans and insiders alike. Now, with seized devices and alleged video footage on the table, prosecutors believe they've got the firepower to build a devastating case. But the wildcard? Usher. And what he might reveal could change everything. Usher's relationship with Diddy stretches back decades, to a time when he was just a 13-year-old searching for a breakthrough. His mother, trusting the industry's elite, sent him to Diddy's so-called flavor camp, a name that now feels disturbingly ironic. In past interviews, Usher admitted that what he experienced was far from a mentorship. Clubs, women, and adult scenes surrounded him at an age when he should have been in school, not navigating nightlife with hip-hop royalty. "I don't sleep to this day," he once confessed, and now those haunting words are taking on new weight. What exactly did Usher witness at Flavor Camp, and why is he reportedly ready to speak now? Sources say it wasn't just exposure to a wild lifestyle, but a deeper pattern of grooming and control that scarred him for life. His refusal to ever send his own children to such a program speaks volumes. And it's not just Usher. Justin Bieber's name has now entered the conversation, and not in a good way. Bieber's early rise was shaped by Usher, who at one point even held legal guardianship over him. But in a shocking twist, reports claim Usher handed over custody of Bieber to Diddy for 48 hours. During that brief window, the young pop star was allegedly introduced to the same world Usher had once described, one filled with adult indulgences, secrecy, and the kinds of moments no teenager should face. Years later, Bieber's silence on the matter is deafening, but his actions speak louder, unfollowing Usher, skipping the Super Bowl performance, and distancing himself entirely. What started as whispers is now becoming a roar. Former insiders claim there's video evidence of Diddy's notorious freak-off parties, scenes filled with substances, power plays, and disturbing behavior. Some reports say Usher appears in one of these videos, visibly uncomfortable, surrounded by a reality he couldn't escape. If this footage exists, and if Usher confirms its authenticity in court, it could be a catastrophic blow to Diddy's defense, and the fallout is already underway. Diddy's top lawyers are jumping ship. High-profile attorney Anthony Rico abruptly stepped down, citing irreconcilable differences. Even Grubman-Shire, Meiselas and Sachs, an entertainment law powerhouse that represented Diddy for over 20 years, has cut ties. Why? According to reports, Lady Gaga gave them an ultimatum: drop Diddy or lose her. They dropped Diddy. This isn't just a trial, it's a reckoning. For years, the entertainment industry has operated under a veil of secrecy, shielding its elite while silencing victims. But the walls are closing in. If Usher testifies, it won't just be about what Diddy did. It'll be about the system that enabled it. The pattern of control, grooming, and exploitation that's been whispered about in back rooms for decades may finally come into the light. And Justin Bieber? His silence may not last forever. As more evidence emerges and more names are linked to Diddy's alleged crimes, the pressure on him to speak out will grow. If he does, and if his story aligns with Usher's, it could blow the lid off one of the darkest scandals in music history. For now, Diddy fights to suppress the evidence, to delay the inevitable. But insiders say the prosecution's case is growing stronger by the day, with cooperating witnesses, disturbing footage, and stories that echo the same chilling theme: power abused in plain sight. The story doesn't end with Usher and Bieber. Other names are surfacing, some ready to speak, others already forced into the spotlight. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's longtime ex-girlfriend, stunned the world when she filed a lawsuit accusing him of abuse, control, and surveillance. Though the case was quietly settled, The speed of the agreement only raised more questions. What did she know, and why was Diddy so eager to make it go away? Then there's Aubrey O'Day, former member of Danity Kane, who's been sounding the alarm for years. She's openly spoken about the toxic culture within Bad Boy Records, alleging Diddy thrived on fear and manipulation. Recently, she's hinted that she has even more to say, and might be preparing to come forward with new claims. If she does, the court may finally hear from someone who saw the machine from the inside. Photos of Lori Harvey vacationing with Diddy as a teenager have also resurfaced. Though she's not involved in the legal case, the timeline and optics have reignited discussions about Diddy's alleged patterns with much younger women. Lori has remained silent, but the internet hasn't, and every resurfaced image adds fuel to an already raging fire. Former security staff have started talking. One anonymous bodyguard described a world of blacked-out SUVs, mandatory NDAs, and private parties that looked more like orchestrated performances than casual gatherings. Guests allegedly surrendered their phones and privacy the moment they entered Diddy's world. Some insiders now believe that those very performances were secretly filmed, footage that may be at the center of the prosecution's case. Even those who once stood by Diddy are keeping their distance. Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige, two of the biggest stars once closely tied to him, have noticeably avoided speaking in his defense. While neither has publicly commented, industry observers believe their silence is intentional. In another disturbing twist, a former choreographer told investigators she remembered seeing minors ushered into closed-door meetings during late-night studio sessions, something she didn't question at the time, but now calls one of the biggest regrets of her career. Her testimony, if admitted, could establish a pattern of behavior that stretches across decades. Each new name, each new detail, reveals more of what was long hidden behind platinum records and red carpet smiles. This trial isn't just about one man, it's about a culture that let him thrive. And if Usher, Bieber, Cassie, Aubrey, and others continue stepping forward, the house of cards Diddy built might finally collapse. Because if these walls could talk, Hollywood would never be the same again.